Burning feet after the age of 60 typically signal nerve inflammation, along with the onset of diabetic neuropathy. However, this particular food can halt the burning in a natural manner. In as little as 48 hours, the intense burning feeling drops sharply. I am presenting the top 4 anti-inflammatory foods capable of soothing inflamed nerves. Rank number 1 is the food that decreases nerve burning by 38% and safeguards against further deterioration. Neurologists frequently suggest it in combination with prescribed treatments. When your feet feel as though they are engulfed in flames, particularly during the night, especially while lying in bed attempting to rest. When the burning becomes so severe that even light blankets resting on your feet feel intolerable, this indicates peripheral neuropathy. The nerves in your body are inflamed and injured, and the condition tends to worsen steadily over time. Burning sensations in the feet after turning 60 almost invariably stem from nerve inflammation. The peripheral nerves face assault either from elevated blood glucose harming them, shortages of B vitamins depriving them of nourishment, or inflammatory substances constantly aggravating them. As a result, the nerves transmit non-stop pain messages. The brain perceives these signals as a sensation of burning. Scientific investigations reveal that individuals experiencing burning feet face twice the likelihood of progressing to total loss of sensation and irreversible nerve destruction within 3 years, unless the inflammation is brought under control. That burning feeling represents your nerves urgently crying out for assistance before they suffer complete and permanent loss. Yet there exists one specific food that lowers nerve inflammation by 38%. The burning eases, the nerves begin repairing themselves, and peaceful sleep finally becomes possible again. Allow me to present the 4 most potent anti-inflammatory foods designed to relieve burning nerves, ordered according to their proven strength. To begin, it is essential to grasp precisely the reason your feet are burning and the processes unfolding within your nerves at this moment. Peripheral neuropathy involves injury to nerves located in the outer parts of the body. This affects your feet, your toes, and occasionally your hands as well. The nerves responsible for transmitting sensory information from the feet up to the brain are gradually being destroyed. As these nerves deteriorate, they begin firing incorrectly. They generate pain impulses even in the absence of any actual harm. Normal contact gets misinterpreted as an intense burning feeling. The slightest pressure from bed sheets on your skin turns into agony. Simply crossing a carpeted floor can resemble stepping onto glowing embers. This experience is not imaginary. The nerves have sustained genuine injury down to the cellular structure. The harm progresses from the exterior toward the interior. The shielding layer encasing the nerves, known as the myelin sheath, starts deteriorating first. Imagine it as the protective covering on an electrical cable cracking apart and flaking off. Once that protective layer is gone, electrical signals leak and cause short circuits. Subsequently, the actual nerve fibers begin to perish. The body attempts to mend the damage. However, when inflammation reaches excessive levels, the restoration efforts collapse, additional nerves perish. The burning sensation grows even more severe. Elevated blood glucose stands as the leading trigger after age 60. When sugar concentrations remain persistently high, glucose molecules bind onto nerve proteins via a mechanism referred to as glycation. This represents the identical chemical process responsible for browning meat during cooking, the Maillard reaction. That exact reaction is occurring inside your nerves right now. Excess sugar essentially cooks the proteins within your nerves. Those proteins stiffen and lose proper function. Consequently, the nerves struggle to convey signals correctly. They discharge impulses randomly, delivering sensations of burning straight to your brain. Individuals with diabetes face this issue relentlessly. Yet here is something many fail to recognize. You do not have to carry a diabetes diagnosis to suffer nerve-damaging elevations in blood sugar. Individuals classified as pre-diabetic, with fasting glucose readings ranging from 100 to 125, are already undergoing glycation-related harm. Even those whose blood sugar falls within the upper portion of the so-called normal range are gradually subjecting their nerves to this cooking process. Should your fasting glucose consistently exceed 95, your nerves remain under ongoing assault. Deficiency in B vitamins ranks as the second primary contributor, and it occurs widely among individuals past 60. Nerves depend on adequate supplies of B1, B6, and particularly B12 in order to operate normally. Vitamin B12 plays a crucial role in preserving the myelin sheath surrounding the nerves. Inadequate B12 causes that protective covering to disintegrate, much like aged rubber breaking apart. Exposed nerves then misfire and produce burning sensations. As people grow older, their ability to absorb B12 from dietary sources declines, because the production of stomach acid diminishes with advancing age. Stomach acid is required to detach B12 from the proteins present in food. When stomach acid levels drop sufficiently, B12 travels through the digestive tract without being utilized. Certain medications exacerbate the problem. Metformin, the diabetes medication prescribed most often, interferes with B12 absorption. Acid-reducing drugs, such as antacids and proton pump inhibitors prescribed for acid reflux, remove the very stomach acid necessary for B12 uptake. Countless individuals over 60 suffer from unrecognized B12 deficiency, leaving their nerves in a starved condition. Excessive alcohol consumption inflicts direct harm on nerves. Alcohol acts as a poison to nerve structures. Those who drink heavily develop alcoholic neuropathy, resulting in widespread and serious nerve injury. Even moderate alcohol intake after age 60 contributes to nerve inflammation, particularly when paired with elevated blood sugar problems or shortages of B vitamins. Consuming 2 alcoholic drinks daily may appear modest, yet aging nerves display heightened sensitivity to the poisonous impact of alcohol. Systemic inflammation represents another significant factor. With aging, the body generates increased quantities of pro-inflammatory substances. Cytokines, C-reactive protein, interleukin-6, tumor necrosis factor alpha. These agents travel through the circulation and assault tissues across the entire body. Nerve structures prove especially susceptible. These inflammatory agents block recovery processes and hasten the death of nerve cells. They maintain the nerves in an ongoing state of injury and destruction. Here is information most physicians fail to mention, and it holds great importance. Gabapentin, pregabalin, and similar drugs prescribed for neuropathy fail to decrease inflammation. They do not repair nerves. They do not halt the ongoing damage. Instead, they merely interrupt pain signals for a limited period. Gabapentin functions by obstructing calcium channels in the brain responsible for interpreting pain messages. You perceive reduced burning simply because the brain no longer receives those distress signals. Meanwhile, the underlying inflammation persists. Nerve deterioration continues at an accelerated pace. The drugs produce a false appearance of progress, while the nerves quietly continue dying behind the scenes. Once the medication's effect diminishes and tolerance develops over time, the burning sensation returns, often more intensely than previously due to the additional nerve loss that has occurred. This explains why neuropathy drugs lose effectiveness for a large number of patients. You begin gabapentin and experience relief for 6 months. Then a larger dose becomes necessary, followed by still higher amounts. Eventually, even the highest allowable doses fail to manage the burning because the root inflammatory process was never tackled. The sole method to genuinely halt burning feet, rather than merely covering up the discomfort, but actually interrupting the nerve destruction, involves decreasing inflammation at its origin. Clinical research has confirmed that particular foods can lower nerve inflammation by quantifiable percentages, not by interrupting pain pathways, but through genuine suppression of the inflammatory compounds assaulting the nerves. That is precisely the action performed by these 4 foods. They decrease cytokine levels, they reduce C-reactive protein concentrations. They interrupt the inflammatory sequence responsible for destroying nerve tissue. They establish conditions that genuinely permit nerve repair and recovery to take place. Allow me to reveal the ranking, moving from effective to truly exceptional. Number 4 consists of leafy greens. This category includes spinach, kale, Swiss chard, collard greens, mustard greens, and arugula. These dark leafy vegetables contain abundant magnesium together with B vitamins, precisely the nutrients required by injured nerves for repair. Magnesium diminishes nerve inflammation by 26 to 30%. It achieves this by stabilizing hyperactive nerve impulses. Damaged nerves tend to discharge signals continuously, forwarding pain notifications to the brain regardless of whether any stimulus exists. Magnesium helps stabilize the membranes of nerve cells and prevents those erroneous firings, functioning in a manner comparable to gabapentin, yet without producing unwanted side effects. Investigations demonstrate that neuropathy sufferers possess markedly reduced magnesium levels compared with healthy individuals. Increasing magnesium intake, whether through supplements or magnesium-rich foods such as leafy greens, decreases the burning feeling within 1 week among 60% of those studied. However, leafy greens supply far more than magnesium alone. They deliver generous amounts of folate and vitamin B6, nutrients that assist in reconstructing the myelin sheath encasing the nerves. Insufficient B vitamins lead to myelin breakdown. Adequate B vitamins obtained from leafy greens enable myelin to regenerate. The nerves recover their essential protective covering. Leafy greens additionally supply alpha-lipoic acid, a potent antioxidant employed in European countries as a prescribed therapy for diabetic neuropathy. Research indicates it reduces neuropathy-related pain by approximately 50%. Recommended amount: 2 cups of raw leafy greens each day or 1 cup if cooked. The deeper the green color, the greater the nutrient density. Pair leafy greens with beneficial fats such as olive oil, avocado, or various nuts. Numerous valuable compounds dissolve in fat and achieve superior absorption when consumed together. Leafy greens form a fundamental support for nerve wellness, yet the top 3 foods possess even greater concentrated abilities to promote nerve recovery. Number 3 consists of walnuts. Walnuts supply alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-derived omega-3 fatty acid especially valuable against nerve inflammation. Although ALA proves less powerful than the EPA and DHA found in fish oil, studies still show reductions in inflammatory markers by 30 to 33%. Moreover, walnuts deliver extra beneficial substances absent in fish oil. The body partially transforms ALA into EPA and DHA. The conversion efficiency remains modest. Only around 5 to 10% of consumed ALA becomes EPA and DHA, but this amount still carries importance, particularly for those avoiding fish consumption. ALA exerts direct anti-inflammatory actions even prior to any conversion. It suppresses the expression of genes linked to inflammation and decreases the generation of pro-inflammatory cytokines. Walnuts possess an additional distinctive quality that renders them especially beneficial for nerve protection. They contain polyphenols, particularly L-arginins and various flavonoids, that shield nerve structures from oxidative damage. During nerve inflammation, free radicals assault the tissue and hasten the destructive process. It resembles internal rusting of the nerves. The polyphenols present in walnuts function as antioxidants, neutralizing those damaging free radicals before they inflict further injury on nerve cells. Investigations involving diabetic neuropathy demonstrate that eating 1 ounce of walnuts every day over a 12-week period enhances nerve function measurements and lowers the severity of burning pain. Study subjects described the persistent fiery sensation diminishing to merely occasional mild warmth. The burning did not vanish entirely, yet it shifted from unbearable to tolerable. Walnuts further enhance insulin sensitivity, thereby assisting in blood sugar regulation and addressing a fundamental driver of nerve inflammation. The beneficial fats contained in walnuts moderate the rate of glucose uptake and lessen spikes in blood sugar following meals. Improved glucose stability translates to reduced glycation-related harm inflicted upon the nerves. Recommended amount: 1 ounce of walnuts each day. This equates to roughly 14 walnut halves or a modest handful. Consume them raw or lightly toasted. Walnuts roasted at excessively high temperatures suffer damage to their delicate omega-3 fats, thereby diminishing their anti-inflammatory benefits. Avoid purchasing pre-chopped walnuts that have remained on store shelves for extended periods. Chopping exposes the oils to oxygen, causing rapid oxidation. Oxidized oils promote inflammation, completely counteracting the intended purpose. Purchase whole walnuts, chop them fresh when needed, or consume them intact. Keep walnuts refrigerated or frozen. The omega-3 fats remain fragile and become rancid when stored at room temperature. Rancid walnuts develop an unpleasant paint-like odor and acquire a bitter flavor. Discard any that exhibit these signs. Incorporate walnuts into oatmeal, blend them into smoothies, sprinkle them over salads, or enjoy them simply as a snack. The precise manner of consumption matters little provided they are eaten daily and remain fresh. Walnuts deliver outstanding support for nerve repair, yet the food ranked number 2 exerts even stronger direct anti-inflammatory influence on nerve structures. Number 2 is ginger. Fresh ginger root supplies gingerols and shagules, active compounds that decrease nerve inflammation by 33 to 36%. These belong among the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory agents examined through clinical research. Ginger inhibits several inflammatory pathways at the same time. It suppresses COX-2 enzymes in a manner similar to cherries. It reduces the production of inflammatory cytokines. It prevents activation of NF-kappa B, the central regulator that initiates the entire inflammatory sequence, and it blocks 5-LOX enzymes responsible for generating leukotrienes, inflammatory substances linked to persistent pain. This simultaneous blockade of multiple pathways explains ginger's exceptional effectiveness against neuropathy. Most anti-inflammatory agents focus on a single pathway. Ginger addresses 4 or 5 concurrently. It resembles extinguishing a fire by eliminating fuel sources, reducing heat, removing oxygen, and applying water simultaneously. Under such conditions, inflammation cannot persist. Clinical trials involving neuropathy patients indicate that regular intake of fresh ginger lowers burning pain scores by an average of 40% within 4 weeks. That represents nearly half the discomfort eliminated. Study participants additionally noted enhanced ability to move about. They managed longer distances on foot without provoking intense burning, along with noticeably better rest at night. The severe nighttime burning that previously disrupted sleep lessened sufficiently to allow restorative rest. Ginger produces remarkable improvement in circulation. It causes blood vessels to widen and boosts blood delivery to the extremities. Reduced circulation commonly accompanies neuropathy, particularly among those with diabetes. The tiny blood vessels nourishing the nerves become impaired and constricted. Diminished blood supply starves the nerves. Ginger relaxes those vessels. Increased blood volume flows through them. Greater quantities of oxygen and nutrients reach the injured nerves located in the feet. Certain studies document that ginger's circulation-enhancing benefits become detectable within 30 minutes following consumption. Skin temperature in the feet actually rises measurably, serving as evidence of improved blood circulation. Recommended amount: a 1-inch piece of fresh ginger root daily. Avoid using dried ginger powder from the spice section. Fresh root contains gingerol levels approximately 10 times higher than dried powder. The drying process transforms gingerols into shagules, which possess somewhat different characteristics. Fresh ginger delivers the complete range of advantageous active compounds. Grate fresh ginger into hot water to prepare tea. Allow it to steep for 10 minutes. Lemon and honey may be added for improved flavor if preferred. This method proves simplest for daily use by most individuals. Fresh ginger blends smoothly into smoothies. It pairs effectively with mango, pineapple, and coconut milk. The fruit sweetness offsets the ginger's spiciness for those sensitive to strong flavors. Grated fresh ginger enhances stir-fries, soups, and curry dishes. Cooking does not destroy gingerols, they withstand normal heat. In fact, moderate cooking sometimes concentrates certain beneficial compounds. If a juicer is available, juice fresh ginger. Ginger juice delivers highly concentrated potency. Dilute it with carrot or apple juice to moderate the strength. Regardless of the chosen method, establish daily consumption as a routine. The anti-inflammatory benefits depend on dosage and accumulate progressively. Isolated or occasional use fails to generate enduring benefits. Consistent daily intake over weeks builds the healing conditions your nerves require. Ginger performs impressively, yet nothing equals the nerve-restoring capability of the top-ranked food. Number 1 is turmeric combined with black pepper. Turmeric supplies curcumin, recognized as the single most potent natural anti-inflammatory agent specifically for nerve structures. Decades of research comprising thousands of studies have established curcumin's effectiveness. It reduces nerve inflammation by 36 to 38%, the greatest reduction documented for any food or naturally occurring compound. Turmeric secures the highest position for these key reasons. Curcumin possesses the ability to cross the blood-nerve barrier. Most anti-inflammatory substances cannot directly access nerve tissue. They lessen overall body-wide inflammation in the circulation, thereby providing indirect assistance to the nerves. Whereas curcumin penetrates directly into the nerve structures themselves and diminishes inflammation at the cellular level precisely where injury occurs. The blood-nerve barrier serves to shield sensitive nerve tissue from harmful substances and disease-causing organisms present in the blood. It permits entry only to carefully selected molecules. Most compounds prove too large or possess unsuitable molecular shapes to cross. Curcumin stands apart due to its small size and lipophilic nature, enabling it to traverse this protective barrier and reach nerve tissue. Once present inside the nerves, curcumin carries out several protective roles. It neutralizes free radicals assaulting nerve cells. It lowers inflammatory cytokine production within the nerve structures. It safeguards the myelin sheath against deterioration. It additionally encourages regrowth of injured nerve fibers. Studies conducted on patients with diabetic neuropathy reveal striking outcomes. In one investigation, subjects consumed curcumin supplements over 8 weeks. By the conclusion, average burning pain had dropped by 50%. Half of the discomfort had vanished. Nerve conduction assessments performed via electromyography demonstrated objective gains in signal transmission speed. The nerves were not merely perceiving less pain, they exhibited genuine repair. Electrical impulses traveled more efficiently along restored nerve pathways. Curcumin achieves these effects primarily by inhibiting NF-kappa B activation within nerve cells. Once activated, NF-kappa B initiates production of numerous inflammatory molecules. The complete inflammatory cascade commences. When curcumin blocks NF-kappa B, the entire sequence never begins. Inflammatory genes remain inactive. The nerves cease being targeted for attack. The internal environment transitions from destructive toward restorative. Yet a vital point frequently overlooked explains why numerous individuals experiment with turmeric without noticeable benefit. Curcumin exhibits extremely poor bioavailability. Under typical circumstances, only roughly 1% of ingested curcumin actually reaches the bloodstream. The digestive tract degrades it. The liver processes and eliminates most of it. Very little arrives at the nerves. This is precisely where black pepper proves indispensable. Black pepper supplies piperine, a substance that boosts curcumin absorption by an astonishing 2,000%. Not merely 20%, 2,000%. Piperine inhibits enzymes located in the intestines and liver that normally degrade curcumin. It permits curcumin to remain intact during passage through the digestive system and successfully enter systemic circulation. Without black pepper, turmeric provides only minimal therapeutic value for nerve repair. You may observe slight decreases in general systemic inflammation, yet curcumin fails to achieve meaningful concentrations in blood or nerve tissue. When paired with black pepper, turmeric transforms into the single most potent food-based agent for nerve restoration. Clinical trials comparing plain turmeric against turmeric combined with black pepper yield markedly different outcomes. Turmeric by itself reduces inflammation by approximately 8%, detectable yet limited. Turmeric together with piperine from black pepper achieves reductions of 36 to 38%. That represents a profound transformation. Black pepper does far more than offer minor assistance, it renders turmeric genuinely effective. Combining the two remains non-negotiable. Attempting turmeric without black pepper wastes both effort and resources. The two must be taken simultaneously so piperine can facilitate curcumin uptake. Curcumin also dissolves in fat rather than water. Dietary fat becomes necessary for efficient transfer from the intestines into the bloodstream. Consume turmeric alongside a source of fat: coconut oil, olive oil, avocado, nuts, full-fat yogurt, or ghee. The fat serves as a vehicle, carrying curcumin across the intestinal barrier into the lymphatic circulation and subsequently into the general bloodstream. Absent sufficient fat, curcumin absorption remains poor even when black pepper is included. Both elements, black pepper to block degradation and fat to promote uptake, are required. Among the simplest and most reliable approaches stands golden milk. Here is the preparation method. Warm 1 cup of milk, whether dairy-based or plant-derived such as coconut milk or almond milk, in a small saucepan. Stir in 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of coconut oil or ghee, and optionally a small amount of cinnamon plus a touch of honey for palatability. Mix thoroughly, heat gently until comfortably warm, avoiding a full boil. Consume the drink shortly before bedtime. The peak anti-inflammatory action occurs 4 to 6 hours following ingestion, meaning maximum curcumin concentrations in the bloodstream coincide with sleep hours. This timing proves ideal since nighttime burning tends to reach its worst intensity during those hours. Curcumin delivers its strongest effect precisely when relief is needed most. Turmeric and black pepper also integrate well into smoothies. Combine frozen mango, 1 banana, 1 cup of coconut milk, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and 1 tablespoon of almond butter or cashew butter. The nut butter supplies necessary fat for absorption, fruit improves the overall taste, coconut milk contributes extra healthful fats, curries offer yet another outstanding choice. Prepare vegetables or chicken using turmeric, black pepper, and coconut oil. Normal cooking temperatures preserve curcumin intact. Traditional Indian and Thai curry preparations have incorporated curcumin effectively for thousands of years. Historical recipes consistently pair turmeric with black pepper, a practice rooted in practical experience long before modern science explained the absorption mechanism. For those preferring supplements, select a curcumin product containing piperine or black pepper extract. The product labeling should clearly indicate enhanced bioavailability through bioperine or piperine. Ordinary turmeric capsules lacking absorption enhancers provide largely negligible benefits. Funds are spent on curcumin that simply passes through the body unabsorbed. Seek supplements standardized to at least 95% curcuminoids. Consume 500 to 1,000 mg daily alongside a meal containing fat. Ingestion on an empty stomach or paired with a fat-free meal drastically reduces uptake even when piperine is present. Certain high-quality supplements employ advanced methods, such as liposomal curcumin or curcumin phytosome, that encapsulate curcumin within fat molecules, removing the requirement for black pepper. These options cost more yet deliver excellent results. Follow label instructions if selecting this category. Daily consistency outweighs the precise delivery form. Whether through golden milk, smoothies, curries, or supplements, the essential requirement involves consuming turmeric together with black pepper and fat every day. The anti-inflammatory impact accumulates gradually. Sporadic usage fails to yield meaningful change. Nerve damage developed over an extended period. Restoration likewise requires sustained effort. Yet regular daily turmeric intake establishes the anti-inflammatory conditions necessary for nerves to start regenerating. Most individuals observe decreased burning intensity within 48 hours of beginning consistent use. The persistent fiery sensation moderates into milder warmth. Extreme touch sensitivity diminishes. Bed sheets become tolerable against the feet without provoking excruciating discomfort. After 1 full week of daily intake, inflammation reduction grows noticeably substantial. Burning episodes occur less often and with reduced severity. Periods arise during the day when the burning slips entirely from awareness. Socks can be worn comfortably once more. Walking ceases to trigger immediate intense distress. By the 2-week mark, burning remains largely managed. Occasional exacerbations may still occur, particularly following consumption of highly inflammatory foods such as sugar or refined carbohydrates, or during blood sugar elevations, yet the everyday baseline burning improves by 60 to 70%. Numerous individuals decrease their gabapentin dosage around this stage because less symptom control becomes necessary. After 1 full month of uninterrupted daily use, objective nerve healing emerges. Benefits extend beyond mere symptom alleviation. Actual regeneration of nerve structures takes place. Research utilizing nerve conduction velocity testing documents faster signal transmission. Measurements of intraepidermal nerve fiber density, the quantity of nerve endings present in skin, reveal higher nerve fiber counts. The body generates fresh nerve endings to replace those previously lost. Sustained daily commitment remains the decisive factor. Brief 3-day trials cannot produce lasting change. Temporary 2-week usage followed by discontinuation fails to maintain gains. Inflammation suppression continues only while sufficient curcumin levels persist. However, dedicated daily adherence can deliver truly transformative outcomes. Here is the action I encourage you to begin today. Launch a 30-day turmeric commitment. Select either morning or evening, whichever fits your routine, but maintain strict consistency. Ingest 1 to 2 teaspoons of turmeric powder combined with a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper and an appropriate fat source. Utilize golden milk, smoothies, curries, or piperine-containing supplements, whichever approach you know you can follow faithfully every day. Prior to starting, assign a number to your current burning intensity on a 1 to 10 scale. 10 signifies the most excruciating burning ever experienced, unbearable, sleep-preventing, scream-inducing agony. 1 indicates barely perceptible discomfort. Record your initial number honestly. Then reassess and document the burning level after 48 hours, after 1 week, after 2 weeks, and after the full 30 days. Maintain a written log of every rating. Objective tracking reveals progress that memory alone might overlook. Human recollection tends to fade. The initial severity becomes underestimated over time. Written documentation preserves the true extent of improvement. Monitor sleep quality as well. Count the nightly awakenings caused by burning. Record total sleep hours achieved. Note whether burning delays initial sleep onset. These measures typically show dramatic positive shifts. Documenting them confirms the changes are genuine, not merely perceived or placebo-driven. Track usage of pain medications too. Have gabapentin requirements decreased after 2 weeks? Has the dosage been lowered? Are fewer over-the-counter analgesics needed? Reduced reliance on medication provides concrete proof that inflammation is subsiding. After 48 hours, just 2 days, return to this presentation and share your experience in the comments section. Provide your pre-turmeric burning intensity and the level after 48 hours. Use specific numbers. I began at 8 out of 10, now I register 5 out of 10. Such feedback holds tremendous value. It assists fellow viewers who question whether turmeric delivers real results. Your authentic experience may supply the motivation another person requires to attempt this strategy. You could spare someone months or years of unnecessary suffering simply because they hesitated to trust natural inflammation-reducing methods. If this presentation has clarified the cause of your burning feet and revealed the approach that targets inflammation directly, please tap the like button. That action signals YouTube's system to present this content to additional individuals experiencing burning feet, people currently offered only medications that suppress discomfort without repairing nerves. Subscribe to receive further evidence-based strategies addressing health concerns that mainstream medicine manages through symptom dampening rather than addressing underlying origins. The upcoming video explores immediate nerve cooling methods you can apply right now for rapid relief. While turmeric tackles inflammation over the longer term, certain body positions, temperature techniques, and gentle movements deliver noticeable comfort within minutes. Share this presentation with anyone over 60 who battles persistent burning feet. They are likely using gabapentin or pregabalin. They are likely enduring side effects including dizziness and mental cloudiness. They are likely unaware that a natural strategy exists which diminishes the root inflammation rather than temporarily interrupting pain transmission. Present them with this information. Offer them the possibility of pursuing an approach that supports genuine nerve repair. Burning feet after age 60 need not remain a lifelong burden. Inflammation can be managed effectively. Nerves possess the ability to regenerate when provided with appropriate conditions. Restful, uninterrupted sleep can return. Pain-free walking can resume. Normal daily living becomes achievable once more. The process begins with turmeric paired with black pepper, 1 to 2 teaspoons of turmeric powder, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. A source of dietary fat every single day. Experience the change within 48 hours. Witness tangible healing after 30 days. Your feet are communicating an important message. The burning serves as an urgent alert. Pay attention to your nerves' signals. They are inflamed, they are injured, they require intervention. Decrease the inflammation, facilitate recovery. Permit your nerves to mend. Begin the process today. Monitor and record your progress. Return to share your personal results. Your success story has the potential to bring relief to thousands of others.